You know what I realized this week? Joel Embiid has played in the NBA for 8 years. And for 8 years, he's failed to make the conference finals. Okay. So, John, as we start this 76ers, we're going there. As we start our 76ers preview for the upcoming season, tell me what it's going to take for Joel Embiid not to make it to the conference finals. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
What's it going to take for him to extend beyond his current contract? He's got 2 years left on his deal right now.
Yep.
How are you feeling? What does the team need to do for him to feel like he belongs?
Well, he already knows he belongs, but you said don't worry about the conference finals. I think that is like 80 to 90, if not 100% of it, like making it further in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Another thing would be the fit now with another big change in the roster. We've brought in PG, signed him on a 4-year deal for like, 215, 220. And with the coaching, we've had a few coaching changes recently. Nick Nurse is the coach now, probably the best coach we've had in the last 7-8 years. And it's only 1 year in. So it's about how he builds that relationship with Embiid.
All right.
And if Embiid likes that, and then if it fits together, then...
Okay, yes. The employee benefits are very important for any worker in any institution.
It's Embiid we're
but
talking about.
I know this is scary for you, but is the conference finals, those heights are very scary, I know.
Okay.
Is that enough? Or do you need to go beyond? Do you need to go above and beyond?
Personally, I think we have to go above and beyond. Like with this roster, especially with PG coming out, you can call it a big three, I guess, if you want to. We really have to make the finals on paper. Even though Boston is there, I still say we have to make the finals. But for Embiid re-signing, I think making the conference final does that. Because we got the contract ending in like 2 years. So you got to re-sign him next year. It's a big year. Big year.
Let's see how it goes. Anyways, let me know, guys. Is Joel Embiid actually going to extend beyond this contract? Because I feel like this is the tipping point for me.
It has to be.
This season is the decider. Is. If they are a playing team, if they are a first-round exit, second-round exit, this is where you really have a think, okay, I can get a move, either get traded or I take less money in free agency. And I know if I just sign a 2-year, 3-year deal, my next contract will be anyways. Yeah. Massive money. There's a new boy in town.
Yep.
There's a new boy in the city of, what are you calling it? Brotherly love?
Brotherly love.
Okay. Yeah. Pause. But we've got Paul George. Famously won how many NBA championships, John?
I think the answer to that is 0.
And that's exactly what you need, right? For this team. Anyways, I'll digress.
Okay.
What I want to focus on with Paul George, everyone is talking about big three. Everyone is talking about, who touches the ball in the last few minutes. I just want to nerd out, geek out about the offense.
Yep.
One thing I realized is, yes, Paul George has played with good centers in the past. You know, he's had Zubac, he's had Steven Adams, he's had Hibbert back at the Pacers, but no one really like yours truly, Joel Embiid.
Of course.
No real like proper bona fide superstar, right?
Yep.
This is where his game will need to change. You know, we've seen teams in the past struggle and have that period of meshing together. What does he need to change in his game for that mesh to happen early on in that season?
I don't think it's changed too much in the style of play. It's just more so balanced with what he does, whether it's on the ball, off the ball.
And what's that?
So with Embiid, pick and rolls are available all day. And he was pretty efficient with those with the Clippers. And that was with Zubac and Plumlee. Now with Embiid, pretty much all the gravity is going to be going to Embiid. So he's going to be getting open looks, whether it's at the 3, in the mid-range, or he's going to drive. And he's elite at all 3. And now we have Maxey on the team as well. So that's a guard, that's a wing, that's a big man. So that 3-man game, whether it's just pick and rolls or dribble handoffs with Embiid or Embiid post-ups, there's so many ways the Sixers can utilize him now with Maxey in that side as well. And especially with plays, I think the way to go is to have either Maxey or PG in that weak side corner, whoever's off the ball, and then you just spam that pick and roll with Embiid. You still play around Embiid, no matter what it is.
All right.
And then you let them play off that.
I like what you're saying, and I think you will see a lot of that. And it's funny how PG's life might get easier, but at the start it'll be awkward for him, just realizing how open he is in sometimes. And you talk about the weak side corner being obviously the go-to if you have like 2-star guards on a team. One of them will be loitering around somewhere on the other side of the court. How's that going to work? Do you see Paul George, do you see Maxey being that elite passer to make those reads? Obviously, I've seen Maxey consistent improvement over the past few years, but PG as a playmaker now, if anything, this is going to be the least number of shots he's taking. I know the Harden Clippers was up there.
I reckon it'll be pretty similar to last year, to be honest.
This will be a real test if Maxey takes another step, like I'm expecting him to. Anyways, how's he going to deal with that? How's he going to deal with the playmaking responsibilities? Really not having as much responsibility as he's ever had.
Look, I don't think it'll be too different to what he's had the last few years, if I'm being honest. Like, Maxey will lead the team with the ball in the hand mainly. He will make the most. But Paul George, he's able to make those passes. It's not like we'll ask him to be like a Trae Young or a James Harden in terms of playmaking. Like we saw last year with the players that we had as well. Like we still move the ball so well, whether it's just a quick pass to the wing and then it's a hockey pass. Like we don't need him doing crazy passes like that, and he'll be completely fine.
All right, I like what you're saying. And on paper, every season, every Philly preview, lads, it's going to be. This should work out. There is a formula. Yeah. There is a strategy. You can see it, and there will be an eventual roadblock of touch wood injuries that gets in the way of you getting maybe to the finals. And yes, Embiid has some flaws.
Got to start with the conference finals, but yeah.
Exactly right. I want to break this down. We're talking about the offense of the 76ers. Last season, you end up finishing all the way down in 14th in terms of offensive rating. Embiid is out for a lot of the season, I know.
More than half of it, yep.
How do you see that going this season? Give me a prediction.
Well, are we accounting for full health or?
I would just want your prediction.
Okay.
I want something I can come back to, either laugh at or be like, wow, Jono's actually a smart guy.
Let's put the assumption out there. They play 65 to 70 games. We're talking Embiid and PG.
Big assumptions. Go on.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to predict the offensive rating to be around a 116, 117.
Okay.
Offensive rating.
And what are we talking rankings-wise? In the league?
Rankings-wise?
In the league.
I'm going to go third. I would still say behind Boston. And I might go behind OKC.
All I'm saying is Caleb Martin might have to make a lot of wide open threes.
He might have to.
He might have to make a lot of wide open threes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the rest of the team, because this is where you've had to plug in a lot of holes now.
Yeah.
You were saying earlier, Batum's not here. Obviously, big guys like Harden left the season before.
Yeah.
And there are a few gaps. Kelly Oubre is an absolute idiot for signing this contract.
Oh, I love it.
Absolute idiot.
So glad he's back.
Brother, make your money. Enough of this loyalty, win a chip bullshit.
He wants a chip. He wants
Enough of this. Yep. But the rest of this lineup, I want to put this to you.
Yep.
Let's say you're versing Boston, regular season, playoffs, whatever it is.
Yeah.
How are you going to guard them, bro? Yes, Embiid is on pausey. But the other four, let's go through it. 1 through to 4.
Yep.
Drew Holiday. Let's start with him. Who are you chucking on him? Probably your weakest guy?
Nah, so I was going to say I'm going to chuck Tyrese Maxey on Derek White.
Okay.
And then with Drew, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, it's going to be a 3-man rotation of Kelly Oubre, Paul George, and Caleb Martin.
All right, so we've got Oubre on Drew to start.
Yeah, so with Paul George, if we're not worried about conserving his energy for offense or whatever, I'm going to have him on probably Tatum, and I'm going to have Caleb Martin on Jaylen Brown, and then Kelly Oubre on Drew Holiday.
It's risky. It's risky because the one thing that I know too well, and you put it down a little bit last week. I was talking about Miami in the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
But the last few seasons against the Celtics, you really realize how big and strong Tatum and Brown are.
Yeah.
And it was as simple as Brown fixing how to drive with the ball.
Yeah.
Just being a bit more efficient with
his left hand. That part's true.
That I hinted to it. You don't need to say it out loud. He's a champion now. We can. There's so much I will stop saying about Embiid the day he wins a championship. So just pray on that one.
12 points.
But I'm just saying, Martin is not strong enough. Oubre is not strong enough. These are proper wings. Even Drew in the post we saw last season. These guys are going to have to level up to another standard, I would say. Is there anything, before we wrap up, is there any move left? Because I feel like you've got the roster set.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you're like, okay, we can put together Martin and Oubre's contract together. That gives you about 15 mil. Is there anyone budget in the league where you're like, wow, this is the physicality we need to command an elite defense on top of a stacked offense?
Honestly, no. Like that's why I feel like we're going to miss Batum a lot, because I rated him so much in terms of shooting the three, but defensively, so versatile. He's a big body. He can handle it. He can keep up with the guards and also like match up physically with the bigs. But honestly, you said Kelly Oubre and Caleb Martin, 15 mil. I'm taking that every day of the week. If those two are only taking 15 mil of my cap,
spot on.
I'm taking that every day of the week.
Spot on. And it's going to be interesting because there will be injuries, there will be down moments in this Philly roller coaster.
Yeah, of course.
And it feels like more than ever, you are locked in. You are locked in.
Yeah.
Paul George is not going anywhere. Tyrese Maxey is now locked in.
Yep.
Joel Embiid, if he wants to go, he'll go, but not this season.
Yep.
Everyone else is on short-term deals.
Yep.
Martin, Oubre. It is purely win
It's
now.
go time.
It's go time.
Yeah.
There is no option apart from making the finals. I think that's what keeps
Yeah.
Embiid happy. That's what keeps Nick Nurse in a job.
Yep.
I'm wishing the best.
No,
No,
you're not.
no, I'm
No,
not.
you're not.
I tried it. I wish you the worst. I wish you the worst this season. Can we get a season prediction? Not for your team because you're going to either be boisterous or just an idiot. I just want you to tell me against Boston, 4 games, regular season matchup.
Yep.
How many are you winning and how many is Embiid playing?
That's
Do you need the calendar dates? I'll pull them up.
Can you
for
give me the calendar
All
dates?
right, give me a second. All right, so we got
Okay.
4 games, John.
Yep.
We got 1 in December on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
We got
okay.
we got a couple in Feb and
Yep.
1 in March towards the back end of the season.
Yep.
All right. So you play the first few months in peace.
Okay.
You got Christmas Day. I know Embiid's probably seen that one out. Sit with the family and all that.
Look, it hasn't changed my answer. I was going to say regular season wise, it's going to be 3-1 to Boston.
Okay.
I think we'll have some woes early on and like little lulls here and there trying to figure things out. And at least 1 or 2 of those games, we might very likely have some injury issues around All-Star break as well. Bit of resting going on, I think, around those Feb games. So for the regular season, I'll go 3-1
All right.
to Boston.
Let's see how it
unfortunately.
goes. Let me know what you guys think about Philly. Forget the season. I don't need you to predict an 82-game season. Just tell me against Boston, all right? Just tell me 4-game series.
Yeah.
How many are they winning? Obviously, Miami is going to find a way to make the regular season hard, but my friend over here finds a way to make the playoffs even harder. Even harder. If you like NBA casuals, if you like basketball, if you like cricket, if you like football, you like sport, tune into Lockdown Sports. Tune into NBA casuals. That's
Yep.
all for now.
See ya.